The Panama Canal is now part of the landscape of this modern-day city. But everywhere there are reminders of the grueling human cost of its construction. Around 25,000 lives were lost. This monument is to workers from Spain.
A graveyard of equipment remained as evidence of those who tried before us and failed.
The majority of the deaths were in the first failed attempt at building, begun by a French consortium in the 1880s.
For Panama was a sinkhole of tropical fevers. They called it the white man's grave.
In fact, most of the victims were black labourers from the then British Caribbean who succumbed to yellow fever and malaria.
Estimated $10.
In 1903, the Americans took over the project. During the following decade, more than 5,000 workers died before the two oceans were finally united. The United States had helped Panama become independent in return for the opportunity to build the canal. But Panama paid a high price for that, evident in the treaty the two countries signed.
It was a treaty totally in favor of the United States. Its first article, in which Panama guaranteed the independence of the Panamanian Republic, and in almost all the articles afterwards, says Panama concedes this and that to the United States. Land, ports, 80 square kilometers.
This strip of the USA in Central America, with several US military bases, is not what many Panamanians had envisaged during their independence struggle. When the Americans finally completed the canal in 1913, they also constructed what's known as the Canal Zone, an American-controlled area all around the waterway. The architecture here reflected the pride and ambition of a growing superpower. To this day, you can still see the frontier that divided the Canal Zone from the rest of the country. As the 20th century progressed, with anti-colonialist movements growing around the world, this became a bone of contention. Many ordinary Panamanians felt they were second-class citizens in their own country.
So we were a republic, but it was as if we were another state of the United States. Maybe I'm putting it crudely, but that is how it was.
In 1964, discontent erupted when a group of students, angry that the US was not flying the Panamanian flag inside the Canal Zone, attempted to raise one up themselves. In the ensuing riots, 21 Panamanians and 4 American soldiers were killed.
January 9th, 1964 was a struggle that represents for us heroism, nationalism, solidarity, a sense of belonging, the sense that we are not a colony of the United States, we are not just another star on the flag of the United States.
An unstoppable movement to claim the canal for Panama had begun. In 1977, a deal was agreed between the US President Jimmy Carter and the Panamanian leader Omar Torrijos. By the end of 1999, the canal would be Panama's. This century, a massive construction program, funded by the Panamanian government and completed in 2016, installed new locks to allow bigger ships to cross. Profits from the canal have helped build a modern Panama City, which is today sometimes likened to a mini Miami or Dubai. And the canal, which 110 years ago promised to divide the earth and unite the world, is now part of Panama and part of Panamanian identity. No one can change that. Stephen Gibbs, CGTN, Panama City.